So as you've taken on the role of CEO then, how are you using the thinking environment work that we've done together to support you? Sort of, have you noticed yourself weaving it in?
Oh gosh, yes. Well, I use the thinking environment in all of my exco meetings, and when I do my sessions at the board, I will use thinking environment. So I've introduced the thinking environment, the meeting version of the thinking environment to all of the senior leadership team at Paradigm Norton, and it's been amazing how much we've actually managed to achieve and how different I am told it feels in those meetings as a result of us using the thinking environment rather than your ordinary let's follow through an agenda and let's just say things as and when they occur to us. So using the thinking environment, I always use a round to start with. Although 6 weeks in, I'm thinking I must contact Becca and get some more ideas for rounds. In fact, the round I did the other day ended up being, what's the best thing you've bought for under £100 in the last 6 months? But it was quite good because we were talking about sort of budgeting things. But, even using a round in that way at the start of a meeting, because quite a lot of the meetings that we end up doing, because we've got 4 offices across the country, because we're online, it's a really nice way to have some connection around the room. And I always say, you're not in the room until your voice is in the room, as taught by you. And it really makes a difference when everybody's had the chance to speak. And we always do appreciation at the end. And I think there can be a sense of appreciation. I just feel a little bit silly doing appreciation. But the result of it is there's always a feeling of being uplifted, for everybody, and everybody enjoys, even if they don't necessarily enjoy having the appreciation to themselves, there is a real pleasure in hearing somebody else give another person in the room appreciation, and often people will be nodding along, and I've sort of found myself leaving those meetings thinking, oh, that's, even if there's been a robust discussion, having that uplift at the end with a round of appreciation, and it always feels sincere. I don't ever get the impression that people are saying, well, I like your top. They're always saying something more specific about the person. So those 2 elements have been really, really, really well received. And actually at the board, when we were agreeing my strategy, and we had a lot of new people in the board because we were transitioning to a new group of people, so we ended up having sort of almost the exco and the old board in one place. And people forget, I think, that there is that role power. So if you're the CEO or the ex-CEO, or you're a board member, and somebody else is coming in who has been an employee in the business, the role power of I don't feel like I can have an opinion, or I don't feel like I should speak, is totally taken out of the mix. And in doing rounds to say, okay, this is a question that I would like your opinion and your decision on, and going around the room in that way, we developed a lot of confidence for everybody in the room, knowing when their turn to speak was, and being confident that what they had to say, everybody would listen to and everybody would be interested in. And we made some real decisions rather than simply having a discussion that not everybody was involved in.